Hey there guys, Chauncey J. Kent coming at you with a brand new episode of my Skyblock survival series. Now in this particular episode I thought we'd go ahead and do a little upgrade for the gold farm since we've been working on that, and it's just like a little convenience thing, but it uses comparators which they've recently just put in the spawn shop. Still no just regular nether quartz, like they've got the blocks for donators, but not the regular nether quartz, so none of the daylight sensors yet, but they did put just pre-made comparators in the shop, so we can just buy those and, well, you know, it works for now. Alright, so let's go ahead and head downstairs. Basically what I'm wanting to do is set up a real simple item sorter underneath the gold farm. Take these with us and grab some extra wood, and we'll take a single chest to store stuff in just in case there's some tragic falling thing. I don't want to have all that on me. But yeah, so basically we're going to make a real simple item sorter underneath each of the gold farm chests that pulls the rotten flesh out and feeds it down into a lava source block. Basically getting rid of it and leaving nothing but gold in the chests. Alright, so heading down. Now I did do some prep work. We went ahead and put a little wool walkway down here. Now it's probably a little thin for what we're doing, so I've got the extra wool down here to use to expand that as necessary, but we'll see what we have to do once we're there. Alright, and here we go. Now, of course, the way the hoppers work, you generally have to go from... Oh, crap! No! Ladder! Oh. Wow. Well, that's kind of what I was talking about. Falling and dying and not being okay with that. Let's see if any of my stuff is still there. I kind of doubt it. Well, I gotta tell you guys, that's a little upsetting. Especially since that's... Wow. Yeah, I'm just not okay with that. Just not okay with that. I guess we'll see. Unfortunately, usually when you do the respawn, it deletes all of the loose entities on your island, mobs, items, everything, so I have a strong suspicion there is nothing down here. No comparators, no repeaters, certainly not the 24 hoppers that cost a small fortune to make because of the iron costs. Alright, well I guess I'm wrong on that count. Let's see how much of what we had we recovered. After I go around to the other side, make sure I didn't miss anything. And put back stuff on, not that it matters. Oh good, we've still got the hoppers. I had to buy all but 5 of the iron for this, and it was really expensive, and it kind of would have taken forever to replace. We still got all of that. Still got the droppers. Alright. I have to say that was not nearly as bad as it could have been. It does look like we lost our cobblestone. That's okay. The important stuff is all still here. And looks like we lost a pickaxe. Okay. You know what? I'm alright with that. a little bit of cobblestone, and a pickaxe. That I can handle. Alright, well, that was almost pretty bad, but pulled through. Hopefully there's no skeletons up here waiting to kill me. And just in case, just in case there are, let's go ahead and toss this chest down right now. And lava, Alright, so yes, this is the important stuff for the project. Thankfully we didn't lose any of that. That I don't care about. Armor I don't really care about. But, yeah, overall not too shabby. Now, alright, wherever that skeleton came from, it looks like they've departed. So let's go ahead and light this up for now, make sure that crap doesn't happen again. Okay, perfect. Now, I'm gonna go ahead back upstairs, grab some more cobblestone, and I'll be right back. Alright, and we're back, and then I did notice on the way up that I had lost the wool as well. There were only 24 blocks, so not a big deal, but I went ahead and grabbed some more of that as well while I was up there. Okay, so now back to what we were doing. First things first, I will have to go grab the droppers here and get them placed so that I have something for the hoppers to feed into, because as you know, the way that hoppers work, you kind of feed them into one another, and you have to go from the destination to the source. Excuse me, guys. Alright, so yeah, basically what we're gonna have happen here okay, well that's not right. There we go. Basically, I'm going to have these droppers face inward. There will be a lava source block right here, and placing that will just be a fun, entertaining thing, let me tell you. And totally did that wrong. But you guys are probably used to that by now. I do lots of stuff wrong on this series. But we'll get where we're going here eventually, I can assure you. I'm actually going to start back here for a very good reason that I will say. Basically, it's out of the way, so if I need ladder access, I can get to it while I'm still working on this stuff. Alright, so yes, instead of having it right here, we gotta bring it down one. And really, I should use the wool to place these. And yeah, I did consider that I would be trapping myself in here by doing that, but I'm just gonna place some more wool as a workaround for that. I had a feeling I'd have to do that. So, there's all that. These are set up, and now I can start placing my hoppers to get them out over to here. Of course, I will have to grab those hoppers before I can place any of them, and so we'll go ahead and do that now. And of course, when you're holding shift on a ladder, you don't want to access your inventory or a chest because it cancels out the shift thing, and then you start descending the ladder. Which in some cases wouldn't be that bad, like this one where I just have a platform down there, and I just end up standing on the platform. But in some cases, the ladder just ends and you fall, and that's not a good thing. So, anyway, got the hoppers here, and just in case, we're gonna leave half of those there. And, you know, as a precaution, it's dangerous work, precariously hanging off of a ledge. Leg spikes abounding, threatening to destroy our progress at every turn. Okay. I think that's got that side. And we'll go ahead and do the other. Being very careful not to accidentally make myself fall here. And then you'll notice that this particular hopper is pointed into this block. That's on purpose because this is where the sorting system is going to go. And speaking of which, I need to grab some bows for that. But we'll do that later. But yeah, that's intentional. And I honestly don't understand the mechanics, but if you don't point it into this block, I think it messes up the system somehow. And that's definitely not something we want. So yeah, this is going to point into the block like it's supposed to. Alright, and now let's go ahead and grab some of our... for this part, we'll need 2 comparators, 2 repeaters. Oh, balls, I lost my torches. Well, thankfully I've got a lot of extra redstone just in case. And thankfully on this server, redstone's actually pretty inexpensive. So, not a huge loss there, I'm happy to say, but you know, honestly, I didn't lose the hoppers, and that's the big thing. Like, the other stuff was pretty replaceable. Even the comparators, they're kind of expensive, but since I only needed like 8 of them, it wouldn't have been that big a deal. The hoppers, though, you have to make those. It's 5 iron each, and each iron ingot is like 500 in-game money, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're making 24 hoppers, you do the math, it's just, it gets expensive. And while I've got the cactus farm kicking, it's still just, it hurts a little bit to spend that much. Alright, so anyway, back to what we were doing here. Now, we're going to have to build this out a little bit to get what we need here. Of course, we need a block here. Need a block here. Okay. I'll have to do it like that. Need a block there. And... darn. I'll need a block there. Okay. And of course, you guys might be familiar with this item sorter design. It's a pretty common one nowadays because it's really compact and pretty efficient at the same time. Basically, you just put a comparator coming off of this particular hopper. And this, of course, will be where you have the sorted item and the filler items. I left all the dust up there. Okay, we'll grab that in a second. But then you put a dust down here, and that'll feed down. Oh, I did that way wrong. Okay. Hold that thought. Much better. Okay. And so yeah, you'll have a dust up top here, dust here. You put a repeater here facing into this block, and then a torch right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab the dust and get that on there. And really we're just going to take like half of that even. And for this part I only need one torch. So yeah, the reason I'm splitting up those items, as you saw a little bit earlier, I have this tendency to fall off of stuff while I'm building, and I don't really want to do that again, because that was already rather unfortunate. Okay, so basically what will happen is we'll have a good deal of, like, you gotta have 22 items in here total. Yeah, 21 filler items, and then the item you want sorted. That's one way to do it. The other way is to do non-stacking items here, which will take up 4 of the 22 total, and then you can have 18 of the item to be sorted right here. And since it's rotten flesh that we're working with, that's basically what we're going to do. I'm going to fill these extra slots with bows from the mob grinder, since they're just kind of sitting there and I don't really need them. And that should work. If it doesn't, we'll switch this out into a more conventional system, but it'll work. It'll work. Okay, so that one is pretty well set up. Let's go ahead and do the other one now. Yeah, I got that block there. Gotta do my little wool platforming here. Of course, that'll come off there. Oh, sad day. There, put that there. Yeah, I got that one back. Good. Okay, so first things first, we want the comparator. There we go. Do just a bit of dust here and here. Get the repeater. Place it here. And of course grab the torch and toss it underneath here. Okay, perfect, wonderful, excellent, gotta love it. Everything is working. Everything is going according to plan. Alright, so you kind of have the idea what's happening with these. I'll go ahead and do the well, actually, you know what, let's go ahead and since I have the wool platforms essentially where I want them for the moment, I'm going to build a little bridge back around this so I can get back over here and set up the actual disposal system. Because what we've got right here is really just the sorter. It's going to pull the rotten flesh out. Oh. Guess I didn't need that one. Come back. Oh. And now what we need is the disposal system, the lava right here. And the comparator system that's going to make it shoot the rotten flesh into the lava. So, yeah, as you can tell, I am currently out of wool, so I'm going to go get some more of that. Give me a little bit more material for building platforms to work from, and I will be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. As you can see in the bottom right hand corner, right down here, or right here, I've got myself some more wool, and I've gone ahead and grabbed the stuff I'll need for this next part, so let's go ahead and head down there and start building it. And I want to go this way. Oh, lag spike. Are we done? Is that over? Yeah, death by skeleton is understandable. Death by lag spike is really irritating. So, I'm kind of hoping to avoid that. But we do what we can. Alright, so basically what we need here, and you know, we're going to expand this platform so I'm not like hanging off the edge while I'm doing this, just in case. Alright. Yeah, what we need here is a signal that says, hey, there's an item in here. It'll come out, and that's where the comparator comes in. It'll send a signal to directly into a block. So even if there's one item in here, it will power that block. That block will have a torch on it, which then will send the signal to here. And of course we have to remove this ever so slightly from here, so that hang on. Now, I tested this. Okay, that's wrong. Oh, I guess that's not coming back. And yeah, before we do this, let's grab these. Okay. So not there. This is where we want. Okay, perfect. Excellent. Wonderful. Okay. Now this will detect when there are items in here. And what we want that to do is feed into this block. Okay. And that will have a torch on it. There'll be another block here that has redstone dust on it. No, it needs a repeater on it, because otherwise the redstone dust feeds back into the comparator. There we go. Perfect. Wonderful. Okay, now with this particular system, what will happen is if there's a constant stream of stuff coming down, obviously it's usually going to be like one at a time, but if it's one right after another, this will just stay on, which turns this off, which turns this off. Which means this isn't firing, the items are just storing up in there, and then once the items are all in here, this will switch. This will turn on and it'll fire one item, and then you'll be left with a whole bunch of items left in here, and that's obviously not what we want. So what we have to do is add a second little circuit to make this thing fire. Repeatedly as items are going through, which means we have to deactivate this for every item. And actually we need to set, oh, unintentional. Okay, let's grab that. Yeah, we need to set that for 1 tick or 2 ticks, whichever you prefer to call that. I call it 1 because that's how many times I clicked it. Some people call it 2 because technically that's the amount of delay that you're adding, because a repeater will always add at least 1 delay. But yeah. So back over here, it will power this block. Which, as I recall, send power to this repeater. Which also will be set on 1 or 2 clicks, again, whichever you prefer to call this. So this will get powered, this will get powered, because it'll pull power from the block when this is powering it. And then it'll send the signal around to the comparator, activating, I believe it's subtraction mode, which will then deactivate it and reset the whole system, which will fire again when there's another item in here. Basically what that's going to do is every time there's one item in here, like an item will pass through here, and then by the time it gets to here, this whole circuit will have done its little thing, and it'll fire it and it'll go into the lava. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab our rotten flesh and test that, just to make sure I did everything correctly, because you can never really tell. There we go, perfect, wonderful. Everything is working according to plan. Oh, there's enough room to walk up here. I did not know that. Okay, well, that's good to know. Alright, and wow, they are really falling, aren't they? Okay, so as it turned out, I forgot that I needed this extra repeater, and you know, honestly, I don't know that this is the most efficient way to build this. Probably not, but this is the way I kind of figured out on my own, and so this is the way I was just gonna go with for the time being. If you guys know of a more efficient way, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'll go ahead and take a look at those and see if there's a better way. And of course, I did know another way to do this little circuit here, but it seems like it doesn't work anymore now that we're in 1.7. They did a whole bunch of updates for just about everything in that, so I'm not real surprised that that was the case. But yeah, so what I need to do now is go ahead and make 4 more of these repeaters, because I underestimated, because I forgot that I would be using one here. And once I've done that, I'll come back, we'll finish up this side and put in the lava, as well as add the sorting elements to each of these. And then you'll kind of have an idea what I'm doing. I'll just repeat it on the other side, and yeah, we'll call it an episode. Alright, so I'll be right back, guys, once I have more repeaters. Alright. And I'm back, guys. So I went ahead and made those repeaters and grabbed some extra stuff that I'll need for the sorting systems. As you can see, I have just a ton of bows here. Basically, it'll be 4 bows and 18 rotten flesh in each of these top hoppers. We'll go ahead and fill this one up since we're here. Yeah, I went ahead and, oh crap. Well, that certainly does seem to not be working correctly. Okay. That doesn't make sense. This is right underneath here. This should not be able to accept anything. We need to see where that bow went. Seriously? All the way. It got all the way through. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Guys, that doesn't make sense, right? I mean, am I losing it here, or did I? No, it's definitely this one. And it shouldn't be able to drop anything into here, because this should not be accepting any items. Okay. Okay. Why? Oh, okay. Okay, I think I get it. Yeah, I think I get it. Basically, what seems to be happening is that the non-stackable items, well, that's not what I put in there, do appear to carry more weight with the comparator, there we go, than the stackable items. So if you put one stackable item in here, it powers this enough to make the whole system go. So I am going to have to change up the system just a little bit. But not a lot. Basically what we need to do is make some buttons. And I like to use buttons because mobs do not drop buttons. I mean, there's other ways to go, but buttons are okay. So in this case, we're going to need 4, so 16 buttons. Alright, now, let's try this again. Okay. Those are staying put. And that's staying put. Good. Now, if I were to put... There we go. Leg stopped. This still has 18. There's still one of each of those. This will have 1, as it should. That's just a little quirk in the system. You always end up with 1 in there. It doesn't jam anything up. It's actually a good way for that to work. And then 2 ended up here. Perfect. Excellent. Great. Now that's all set up and working. And we'll go ahead and fill in this side then. Excellent. Okay. So 4 more buttons. There we go, and 18 rotten flesh. And that sorting system is set up. So now only rotten flesh will come down through here. And let's make sure we didn't lose any gold to either of these, and we did not, so we're good to go there. Alright, and this is all set up, so now any time that rotten flesh will come down through here. And we'll test this with 3 of them. It will come down and be spit out. Did test it with 3. There should be 1 stuck down in here. In there. There shouldn't be any in the chest. Did it spit out both at the same time, like a little lag thing, or it must have? Alright. So there we go. That sorter is set up, that sorter is set up, this little circuit is set up, and we'll go ahead and set up the circuit on the other side. I have to grab the little bits and bombs for that. And put away all these bows, apparently. So I'll do that and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I am back. And we've got all the stuff that we need for this next little bit here. So we'll go ahead and set up the interrupt cycling repeat circuit on this other side. But first, let's expand our walkway over on this side again, so that we're not hanging off as we're building, because that's just never any fun. And there's block. That will go to a comparator. Yay, it worked. And that will go directly into a block, which will have a torch attached to it right there. And of course we'll have a block and a repeater right here. Oh, wunderbar. And now for my next trick. Oh, I don't know if this is going to work from this side. You know what? We're just going to go ahead and test it right now, because we can. So, first things first, repeater that way. Dust. Wonderful. That's the interrupt, allegedly. And so now, take half of that as a test thingy, and we put it here. Oh, good. Holy crap, that's a lot of lag. Okay. And I forgot to set these timings. Now, the reason you have to set the timings a little bit slower is just because, wow, I really wish that would stop happening. Maybe if I wasn't walking on the redstone. But yeah, the reason you have to set these timings like this is, in particular for this reset circuit, if you have it set just normal, wow, like this, it goes too fast and it burns out. Not that it matters too much, because it just resets itself like a quarter of a second later. But this prevents it from burning out at all, which basically means no annoying like redstone burnout sound. And then of course this one you want to do to match, just because you want this firing at the same rate that this is firing. Otherwise, though I haven't personally seen it happen yet, it's possible that this could get a little bit ahead of this, which basically you still wouldn't end up with any items in the dropper. However, you might get an additional irritating clicking sound. So basically the timings are really just a convenience thing. If you don't mind the clicking and the burnout sound, go ahead and make this super fast. If you do care about that kind of stuff, make sure that you set these timings to at least 1/2 ticks, depending on your outlook on this whole 1-2 tick argument, and that should take care of that. Okay, so let's go ahead and toss a... okay. Oops. There we go. Toss a block up here. I'll jump up here, and now we can put the lava in. The reason I thought this would be an interesting thing is because I thought I'd have to put it in from the side, because I didn't know I could jump up here. I forgot there was enough room. Okay, so lava. Wunderbar. I can't believe that mushroom is okay right there with this lava here. I just find that impressive. And block. Just so there's no accidents here. And that's that. So that's basically the whole system. Now what will happen is anytime that there's rotten flesh in these chests, the hoppers will pull it down, leaving the gold nuggets up there because they're not part of the sorting system. It will send it to here, into the dropper, and this will pulse repeatedly as items pass through, which will shoot the items into the lava, disposing of them, meaning that these chests will have nothing but gold in them when we come down to collect our items. Okay, so basically what's going to happen now is, since you kind of know how all of this works, I'm going to build the other half off camera, and we'll take a brief look at the results in our very next episode. But for right now, video's been going long enough. I'm going to go ahead and call it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this episode, go ahead and like or comment. I love to hear back from you guys. It lets me know when I'm doing things right, when I'm doing things wrong, etc. Anything you'd like to see, just let me know down in the comments. And I can't promise that it'll happen, but I'll definitely take a look at it and see what we can do. And I look forward to seeing you guys again in the very next episode. Alright, so have a great day, morning, evening, whatever it is, wherever you are, and I'll talk at you later, guys.